Hey guys, and welcome to today's YouTube Idiots video. In today's video, we cover a YouTube legend when it comes to stupidity, a fan favorite basement dweller, and a lover of all things related to a water heater, Daniel Pratt. And in this video, the Pratt of all Pratts wants to play a game with you.
We're gonna play Spaceball Baseball, okay?
Oh Danny boy, you're so dumb. So let's begin.
Keep coming to my video regarding doing mechanical measurements in an Olympic-sized swimming pool to verify there is no curvature in water, and keep talking about how minuscule the curvature in a pool would be.
Yeah, the curvature across an Olympic-sized swimming pool should be extremely small, but don't just take my word for it. Let's do some math. An Olympic-sized swimming pool is about 50 meters long, and the circumference of the Earth is about 40,075 kilometers, or 40,075,000 meters. Now I'm not going to bore you with the step-by-steps, but on screen are the calculations I used to get the drop of one end of the pool relative to the other. And good God Almighty, a drop of a whooping 2/10,000ths of a meter. Now keep in mind, water is always in motion, so even just a small pressure disturbance traveling across the surface of the water could make a bulge greater than 2/10,000ths of a meter. Daniel Pratt, you're an idiot.
Again, totally ignoring the incredibly precise measuring equipment.
Wait, what was that?
Measuring equipment.
Equip what?
Equipment.
That's what I thought. Learn to speak English properly, you mongoloid. Because I know you don't have a speech impediment. You're doing this just to be a jackass, and you sound like an idiot.
Incredibly precise measuring equipment we have that can go to 10,000ths of an inch. Once again, keep ignoring that.
Holy fuck, Pratt. You're an idiot. Because you wouldn't use a mechanical measuring device to measure the drop over 50 meters. Or any length for that matter. To measure the drop over anything, you would need an optical measuring device like a theodolite. How you would do this is by taking two theodolites on each side of the pool. Align those theodolites optically and then measure their zenith angles. If the zenith angles come to a total of 180 degrees, then the pool's flat. If it comes to less than 180 degrees, then the pool's concave. And if it comes up to more than 180 degrees, then the pool is convex. Now, I reached out to Jessie, Kozlowski, a professional land surveyor and fellow YouTuber, and he provided me with some documents that showed the results of a long-distance land survey that was done in the 70s. And what do you know? Even in the 70s, the Earth was a globe, as every measurement they took in any direction showed zenith angles of over 180 degrees. On a side note, the angles shouldn't just be over 180 degrees, because if the Earth is a sphere, then as the distances between the theodolites increase, so should the sum of the zenith angles. And sure enough, when you look at the data, when the theodolites are further and further apart, the sum of their zenith angles are larger and larger. Sorry, flat earthers, but the Earth is a globe, and you guys are idiots.
And number two, they keep saying the pool's too small, but never say, okay, again, when I say, fine, then what distance isn't too small? They never address that.
Well, technically, no distance is too small to measure, as long as your equipment is precise enough. But you're still not making any sense, because the minuscule drop that you're expecting to see is not what you should really be looking for. It's the tilting of plumbs away from each other on opposite ends of the pool that you should be determining, and comparing the sum of the zenith angles to 180 degrees.
Real scientists seek ways to find answers.
Shut the fuck up, Pratt. You wouldn't know a real scientist if he showed up to your job and slapped the cock out of your mouth. You're an idiot.
What these globe proponents continually, constantly, and will only ever do is argue why they can't do the science.
Wrong again, dickweed. The only time we argue with you jackasses about one of your proposed experiments is when you say something outrageously stupid, like measure the drop over a 50-meter pool with a mechanical measuring device, or when they suggest that we show water sticking to a spinning ball, completely neglecting the fact that we're inside of the Earth's gravitational field. But flat earthers are the dumbest group of people on the planet. Because flat earthers are fucking idiots.
Do you see? They're not interested in doing science. They're interested in coming up with every excuse in the book why the science hasn't been done to prove the globe.
You're an idiot, and we don't have to do any science to prove that it's a globe, because we've known it's a globe for centuries now. Not only do surveying measurements show that the Earth is three-dimensional and spherical in nature, but the thousands of pictures from space have confirmed that. But who the fuck am I kidding? We're talking about Daniel Pratt here, essentially a modern-day Einstein, who's about to do some super serious flat Earth science using, what was that again, Daniel?
My marker and some cardboard.
Oh, fuck. You're an idiot, and this is gonna be great.
And they hate that. They hate that just basic drawings and explanations can destroy their bullshit globe argument.
Right, Pratt. Like your marker and cardboard are about to destroy the entire scientific consensus. Well, if that's the case, then how would you suggest we unite quantum mechanics and general relativity then?
My marker and some cardboard.
Okay, well, how would you solve the Riemann hypothesis then?
My marker and some cardboard.
And finally, the question that every globe earther wants to know. Growing up, what was your favorite food group?
My marker and some cardboard.
Makes total fucking sense. You're a fucking idiot.
Okay? So, let's say you're an astronaut, okay? And you're out there, you're in space doing your Sandra Bullock thing, flying around space, okay?
You're so stupid, Pratt, that you don't even realize your video is flipped and the words are backwards. How the fuck are we supposed to believe that you're some kind of super science genius and you can't even relay your message properly to your audience? You're an idiot.
If I were to build a huge tower off Earth, this is not to scale, doesn't matter. Same outcome.
Yeah, no shit it's not to scale. Whatever you have on top of that Earth is about 1/5 its diameter. That puts it at roughly 1,600 miles tall. You're an idiot.
Would you rather be hit with the bat? You're the astronaut floating out in space here.
Hey Pratt, are you on fire? Or is that just the stench that comes from between your legs when you sit down?
And we're going to hit you with our Spaceball Baseball bat, okay? So here at the North Pole, I got a big girder with a bat sticking off of it. But this girder's only 24 inches in circumference right over the North Pole. So it's only moving 1 inch per hour, okay? This is their one rotation per day argument.
Well, we aren't going to go into the physics of why a 1,600 mile tall steel beam with a 24-inch circumference can't stand up on its own end. You're an idiot, and that's that. But I do want to say this. If your imaginary Spaceball Baseball bat were to rotate around a point and make a circle that only had a circumference of about 24 inches, then the baseball bat itself would be about the same length as your penis, 3.8 inches.
So it's not going to have hardly any force behind it.
Yeah, we know. Sucks to be your $10 prostitute for the night.
Or would you rather be hit with the one on the equator that is moving at 1,000 miles per hour? That will fling you into space. Bye-bye. We'll never see you again. I mean, so will this one. You'll just be moving at a lot slower rate.
And you wondered earlier why we don't take the time to disprove stupid statements like this. Well, let's see. First, you have your 1,600 mile tall, 24-inch circumference steel girder that somehow stands on its end. Second, there's a 3.8-inch Spaceball Baseball bat you're working with. And now, the astronauts have to be in space stationary relative to the center of the Earth. None of that shit exists or is plausible on Earth, so your question is stupid to begin with and doesn't deserve to be entertained. And yet, here I am, entertaining your question, because the audience loves to laugh at idiots.
It's simple. They want to act like they don't know what rim velocity is. They want to act like rim velocity isn't even a term.
It's not a fucking term. You made that shit up, and you're an idiot.
When it is indeed the sole factor that determines the force coming out of that flywheel or spinning space ball. They are the same things.
Okay, so you're talking about tangential velocity, or the linear velocity of the surface of the Earth as it rotates. You know, Pratt, When talking about math and science, it helps when you speak in the generally accepted terms of math and science. And rim velocity is not one of those terms, you idiot. You know, Pratt, I'm actually curious. What if one of your kids breaks the cycle of dropping out in the 3rd grade, goes on to graduate high school and college and gets a prestigious job making a lot of money working in space? When he comes home and tells you that stars are indeed big balls of gas and plasma in the middle of space and not little light bulbs that are connected to your Wonder Dome, what are you going to tell him?
The fuck they aren't, you dumbass.
Well, that's fucking rude, you idiot. What if your son comes to you with something simple, like how do you tie your shoes without giving yourself a concussion? Or how do you brush your teeth in the morning without drowning to death? What are you gonna tell him then?
Derp!
You're a fucking idiot. And you're making this way too easy. Alright, Dirty D, one last question and then I'll let you get back to procreating with your mom's water heater. If after this video is done, your kids come up to you and say, Pratt, we don't want to eat your marker and cardboard science experiment tonight for dinner. We want real food. What you gonna tell them then?
Sorry. Isn't real science fun?
Yes, it is, Pratt. And you are a fucking idiot. Okay, so I think this is going to be where we end the video today. When it comes to scientific data and experiments, the last oxygen thief I would ever seek out for information is Daniel Pratt. Because Daniel Pratt, you are a fucking idiot. Alright guys, thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. If you found this video entertaining, then give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And a super massive black hole size shout out to all of my channel members and patrons. It's with your continued support that I'm able to do what I love to do. Calling out idiots on the internet. I'm Team Skeptic, and I'm out.
Hey look, you got a new hat to draw pictures of. Huh? For your bald-ass, cross-eyed, mongoloid-looking ass to provide actual scientific method-based proof. Everything's so big or so small that you just can't see it, feel it, touch it, taste it. You're the guy that wants to fight the flat earth. Because we're all a bunch of fucking retards, right? I don't much know nor give a fuck where you stick your little pee-pee, bitch. Every time we say the earth is not moving, you say, get in the car and throw a ball up and fucking jerk yourself off. These people must be getting paid or demons, because no one could proudly display such ignorance constantly. Contorting, confusing, combobulating information. That comes out to lie about people and call them idiots constantly. Ding!